What's going on, guys? Sharpshot here. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. So today's video, we're going to be looking at the top 10 best survivor perks in DBD after the major perk rework update. Exactly 40 perks got reworked in the 6.1.0 mid-chapter update, and these reworks are completely changing the meta, and I moved a lot of perks in and out of the top 10 on the survivor side. And since I last did one of these videos in the 5.3.1 update, it's been almost 8 months, so I thought this would also be a good time to update it with the top 10 getting completely reworked. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Coming in at number 10, we have Overzealous. Overzealous is a really good gen rush perk, and it actually got buffed to make it so that if you cleanse a hex totem, you get double the gen speed that you do cleansing a regular totem. So it definitely encourages you to go out and cleanse the hex totems, which is really good for your team. And you get this for the entire trial as long as you stay out of the way from the killer, you don't take a health state. So if you're smart about this perk and you're cleansing hex totems, you'll be able to be an unstoppable gen rushing force in the trial. Coming in at number 9, we have Borrowed Time. With Borrowed Time now becoming base kit in the new update, this perk got reworked to basically extend the duration of the BT base kit effects, with BT base kit giving you 5 seconds of the endurance status effect and also giving you 7% haste for 5 seconds. The Borrowed Time perk now extends these effects for an extra 10 seconds. So now unhooking with BT now has 15 seconds worth of these effects rather than before only having 12 seconds. In essence, the perk itself did get better. It'll discourage the killer even more to not tunnel the unhooked survivor, but since its effects are now base kit, it isn't crucial to run Borrowed Time anymore, which is why it's a little bit lower than on previous rankings. Coming in at number 8, we have Deja Vu. Deja Vu is another survivor perk that got reworked, and on top of the usual aura readings of the 3 closest generators to each other, it now gives you a bonus 5% gen speed on those highlighted gens. Usually in a trial, the 3 highlighted generators are ones that you want to complete, because not working on those 3 generators makes it so that the killer has a really easy 3 gen and can patrol them super easily late in the trial. So you definitely want to get those done, and that extra 5% is going to help you do that a lot easier. This is a really good consistent gen progression and aura reading perk now. Coming in at number 7, we have Kindred. With BT becoming base kit and running the perk Borrowed Time itself not being as needed anymore, I think Kindred is a good replacement for Borrowed Time. It's probably one of the best aura reading perks in the game, and it lets you know where the killer is headed after an unhook and where the killer is at inside of the hooked range. And if they aren't there, it means it's safe to unhook. And just in case if the killer is coming back, that 5 seconds of BT base kit is going to save that unhooked survivor. And other survivors get to see each other when you're unhooked, and you get to see everybody else in the trial when you're not unhooked. So it's overall just a fantastic aura reading perk. Coming in at number 6, we have Unbreakable. This perk has been luckily kept unchanged through this perk rework. So this perk is obviously super clutch, and it can get you out of a lot of sticky situations and a lot of slugging situations, and it can honestly mean the difference between you escaping the trial and you dying in the trial. It's overall a super clutch perk if you use it right, which is why it's always got to be in the consistent top 10 perks. Coming in at number 5, we had Boon Circle of Healing. Although Boon Circle of Healing did get a slower heal speed in past updates, it's still by far the best healing and altruism perk in the entire game, because once you place the boon down, it gives everybody on the team the opportunity to heal themselves, which is really good because survivors don't have to stay injured in a trial or don't have to rely or wait on the other teammates to heal them. They can just do it themselves, and it overall just keeps the trial super efficient, and it keeps everybody healthy. Coming in at number 4, we have Prove Thyself. Prove Thyself is by far the best gen perk in the game, and because of the nerfs to We're Gonna Live Forever on the blood point side of things, Prove Thyself is now crowned the best blood point perk on the survivor side, which is why it's so high up on the list. The perk's effects are still the same though, so if you're working together with your survivors, you can zoom through gens super quickly and also get some nice bonus blood points along the way. In a meta where gens take 10 seconds longer to complete now, Prove Thyself seems to be a super viable and almost necessary pick. Coming in at number 3, we have Lithe. Lithe was kept unchanged through this major perk rework, and I'm really happy about this because in my opinion, it's my favorite exhaustion perk in the entire game. The thing I love about Lithe so much is that it blends the best aspects of sprint burst and now the old best aspects of Dead Hard, combining them together to make one fantastic exhaustion perk. It takes the distance and the speed of sprint burst and allows you to control it like a Dead Hard. It's fantastic in so many situations. Coming in at number 2, we have Off off the record. If you had told me before this update that off the record was going to be one of, if not the best survivor perk in DBD, I would have thought you were completely lying. But this perk is now an almost must-have in trials and is a complete replacement to Decisive Strike, and is now hands down way better than it, because this perk acts almost exactly like Decisive Strike, where after you get unhooked, you get 80 seconds at tier 3 of off the record being active, and if you get hit within that time period, you basically have a borrowed time and you zoom away from the injured speed boost. So this is basically like a mega 80-second borrowed time, and not only that, you get it after every single unhook. Yes, it does get canceled by all of the actions that Decisive Strike gets canceled for, but this perk is absolutely insane, and the fact that it only got nerfed to not work in endgame through this update is insane. You're definitely going to want to run this perk because it's by far the best second chance perk we have on the survivor side. And you guys probably could have guessed it, but coming in at number 1, we have Sprint Burst. This perk has been left unchanged for a while now, and it's been the best survivor perk overall for also a while now, because it's just so beginner friendly, it's so easy to use, and it's so useful because it gives you so much free distance every time you use it. It's fantastic inside chases, outside of chases, where inside chases you can use it to get a huge head start when the killer is originally coming at you, or you can 99 the exhaustion if you're really good with it and get a huge speed boost mid chase. And it's awesome outside of chases to be able to just run around the map and get to where you need to be really quickly. Overall, it's definitely the most useful exhaustion perk in the game, which is why it's got to be number 1. Before we go into the 3 honorable mentions, I want to compare the old versus the new top 10 rankings and talk about the biggest movers. Addressing the elephant in the room, Dead Hard is just not there anymore. I made a video explaining why I still think Dead Hard is a good exhaustion perk, because I definitely think it is, but it's definitely not a top 10 perk anymore, and I would say it's more of a B tier, mid tier oriented perk. And you'll see that Iron Will and Spine Chill are also not here, and I would say they're not even close to the top 10 anymore because they just got nerfed like crazy. And you'll notice that off the record got skyrocketed up because it got that crazy buff during that perk rework, and same thing with Deja Vu and Overzealous being just good reliable gen rush perks. And Borrowed Time did move all the way to the bottom of the top 10 because it is still a super good perk, which is why it's still in the top 10, but it's not as needed on a build because the effects of Borrowed Time are base kit without it now. So now moving on to the honorable mentions, these are perks that were just shy of cracking into the top 10, but the first honorable mention is Decisive Strike. Now that off the record is here, it is just completely inferior to it, but it's still a good perk in and of itself if you don't have off the record. The second honorable mention is We're Gonna Live Forever. This perk is just shy of the top 10 because you can't grind it for blood points anymore, and instead of this, there's a nice new secondary action where if you recover someone while you have tokens for We're Gonna Live Forever, you're gonna recover them basically with Soul Guard, and they're gonna be able to take a Borrowed Time protection hit. So this is a super good altruism perk right now, but it's just shy of the top 10 because you can't grind it for blood points anymore. Finally, the third honorable mention is Windows of Opportunity. It's been a consistent and really reliable perk in chases that can help you as a beginner a lot to get to know how to loop and where to go when you're looping. So overall, this is just a fantastic perk to have mid chase. So yeah guys, those are the top 10 survivor perks. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this top 10. And yeah guys, that's been the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. This has been Sharpshot, and I will see you guys in the next video.